Hey guys, it's your girl Victoria, back to you with another review for Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 12, called Baby Steps. We ain't doing no baby steps over here, boo, because Miguel has the baby Miguel, whatever the name is, attached to his hip at all times this episode. So we are at 18 days before decision day. Miguel still making Lindy breakfast, lunch, dinner, dessert, snacks, midnight snacks, all that. Now making baby food too. Miguel, oh no, I already talked about him. Justin and Alexis, they're kissing in the kitchen for now because it's just gonna be a train wreck for the rest of this episode with them. Nate and Stasha, they talking about how to put on cologne and perfume. Okay, Kristen and Mitch, they brushing Luna. Well, more like Kristen is brushing Luna. Mitch just laying there looking at her. And Ben is exercising. We don't care about Morgan. She wasn't in this little opening scenes. So we don't care about her. We start off with Mitch. He FaceTimes his neighbor Shayna, talking about his marriage relationship, how everything's going with Kristen. I guess apparently something happened between them in the bedroom and he made some type of jokey joke. I guess Kristen got a little offended because he likes to make a lot of jokes, I guess specifically during bedroom time. And I guess that's making him feel a little insecure now. So the friend can understand where Kristen's coming from because if you're doing, having some fun time in the bedroom, just to be PG or PG-13, if you're doing things in the bedroom that grown folks do, yeah, you don't want to hear jokes all the time. So she can see where Kristen's coming from, but she suggests that he talks to her. I don't understand why a lot of people don't feel like that's just the thing that everybody's going to tell them. All these scenes I see the cast have, not even this season, but like all seasons of Married at First Sight, when they're talking to their friends, family, whatever, about their relationship, what's going on, the issues they're having with their spouse, the friend, family member, whatever, always tells them, okay, I think you should just have a conversation with such and such. So I don't understand why. You should know this by now. Y'all grown folks, okay? Some of y'all older than me. Well, a lot of y'all older than me, Mitch. So I just don't understand why your logic isn't talk to them first. Because you're obviously having these issues, correct? So why is not the first thing in your head is like, okay, I'm having this issue. Let me go talk to my wife or my husband about what's going on. Okay, so I guess that's what he's going to do. And we move on to Dr. Pia. She's visiting the couples this week, except for Lindy and Miguel. I guess because they're just so perfect, everything's so well with them, they don't need to see Dr. Pia. And if they did, it wasn't on camera, or the producers didn't show us, because I guess there was nothing to take from that conversation. But here's something for you producers. A lot of these sits with these experts and Dr. Pia and stuff, is nothing to put on TV, because we don't take nothing from these, especially Morgan and Ben, which we'll get to eventually. But I just wanted to throw that out there. You could have just erased a good majority of these sit downs with the experts because they don't do nothing. So first is Nate and Stasha. Obviously we know Stasha has a hard time trusting people, and Dr. Pia, hits it on the nail, whatever, puts the nail in the coffin, saying that Stasha pretty much connects trust with control, and Stasha has to be control of everything and has a hard time letting go of that control. So Dr. Pia suggests that Stasha relinquishes some of that control. So she brought some stuff for them to do, to practice some exercises on their own. And as soon as she leaves, it looks like they get right to the exercises. Excuse me. Nothing else comes from that. Okay. Like I said, that could have been erased because we already know Stasha got control issues and trust issues. So that ain't nothing new. We move on because then nothing really gets resolved. Just do these exercises and see if you can relinquish your control. Okay. Not just sexually, Dr. Pia. Can we try to relinquish some control in other aspects other than sex? No, we haven't gotten that far yet. No? Okay, then we can move on. So we get to Alexis and Justin. They're having a conversation in the kitchen as they await for Dr. Pia to come to them. And I guess the issue or disagreement at hand right now is the fact that Alexis be going out every weekend, hanging out with her friends, going to the club and stuff. She says they be doing other things like going to brunch and stuff. But Justin feeling some type of way because he don't want his wife going out every weekend with her friends, even if it's for 2 hours. Because sometimes he wants her to hang out with him, even if it's just for the weekend. So Alexis just like, but it's just 2 hours. It's one time a week. It's not like I'm going all of the time, every day, multiple days in the week. It's just one day a week for 2 hours. So of course Dr. Pia shows up at this time and she can see the not the hostility, but the tension. She could feel the tension in the room. So she asks them what that's about. They, tell both of their sides of the situation. Dr. Priya, once again, these experts, I feel like they're not really getting to a resolution because at the end of the day, after this scene, there was no compromise that came from it. And it didn't seem like either side, I mean, they seem like they try to say they understand each other's side, but it didn't seem like they understood it to the point where they was able to come to a compromise. So this whole scene, once again, was a waste because here goes Alexis keep defending her side. Here goes Justin keep defending his side. Dr. P is just like, wow. Justin, how does that make you feel? Oh, but can you understand where she's coming from? Oh, okay, they're going to say yes, Dr. Pia, but what are you going to be there to do? So are you just there to hear them out and make sure there's no physical altercation going on? Because I just didn't feel like you were giving anything to a lot of these situations. So as far as the Alexis and Justin situation, listen, I don't see 2 hours as a lot of time if she's doing that. Because if you go into the club with your girls, I don't think you going to the club for 2 hours. She may say 2 hours, but I don't know. I just don't believe it's 2 hours. It's only 2 hours. You go into the club for only 2 hours. You really you're going to put up all that makeup, looking beat, okay? Dressed to the nines, going out with your girls to the club, and you just going for 2 hours? I don't believe that. She could stay 2 hours, maybe to brunch. I could believe that she going to brunch on a Saturday morning or a Sunday. Ooh, I'm so sorry. Or a Sunday morning. But I just don't agree with that. Justin wasn't denying it, but I'm just like, Justin, that's why I brought Justin probably upset because she probably going out a couple hours of the night, probably not coming home till late at night. And yes, if you're doing that every weekend, then yes, I would see an issue with that. But if we're talking about brunch wise, if you were going to brunch every Sunday with your girls, maybe that's just something I'll do once a week. I don't see the big deal in that. But if you're going to the club, coming home maybe midnight, 1 o'clock, that's kind of stretching it a little bit too much. And if you're doing that every weekend, that's a little bit of an issue. But she's a person, obviously we're gonna get to that scene later on that she's not a homebody. And I guess Dr. Pia asks, do you think you're ready to be married to Justin in particular? And she says she doesn't know and she doesn't think so. So Dr. Pia was like, and there it is. So then it goes to commercial for dramatic effect, comes back from commercial for dramatic effect, and Justin talking about he wants to be married, but he don't want to be treated as an option. I guess he felt hurt by what she done said. So he took off his ring as a reaction, put it on the side table. Dr. Pia immediately noticed that. Alexis didn't seem like she noticed it because she don't care. We all know she don't care. I don't even know why we're here right now. I don't know why we're having this conversation because at this point, Alexis already been checked out. So, we're just going to talk about it because it was on TV. And, here goes Alexis with her little sob story talking about she tried so hard, especially with the whole Newton situation. And Dr. Pierre lets her know that they both sacrificed, her and Justin, because Justin, he still haven't seen Mara since he gave her up to the prison guard a couple weeks ago. So Alexis gets defensive, talking about she feeling dismissed by both Dr. Pia and Justin because obviously she don't feel like nobody's on her side. So she feels, okay, so just because Dr. Pia made a valid point, you feel like nobody's on your side? Anyway, so she gets defensive. I'm like, what you getting defensive for? You don't want to be here. So why we supposed to be feeling bad for you, Alexis? We seen it from the get go. You wasn't trying to be in this relationship. So ain't no feeling bad for you, big. Cause you don't even want to be here. How am I gonna feel bad for you about the situation when you don't want to be in the situation, but you're gonna try to act like you want to be in the situation for the TV show? Okay, but yeah, she gets defensive, and that's when they bring up the whole ring situation because Justin done took it off. And Justin, since he in his feelings, understandably so, obviously if you're feeling somebody and they're not feeling you back, you don't feel hurt, feel rejected. So he chokes up, because that's what he do. That's Justin. And Alexa says she's still gonna try to make the relationship work so she don't get fined for quitting the experiment early. She don't say that word for word, but I'm probably just thinking if I'm reading in her brain, that's probably what she's thinking, but she's not gonna say it out loud. But she gonna try just to make sure she don't get fined the fees if she left early. That's what it is. But Justin thinks that her friends come first before him. Alexis disagrees. Nothing gets resolved, and that's the end of that. I don't necessarily say that she puts her friends before you, Justin. I'm just saying because she already checked out, she already know it's not gonna work out. She's like, what's the point of continuing spending more time with you than I need to? So let me go hang out with my girls on the weekends and find a potential new match. So when I'm done with this whole thing, I'm already on to the next one. That's probably what she's thinking. Not saying that's what she's thinking, but that's what I think that she's thinking. So we move on to 17 days before until decision day, and Lindy and Miguel, like I said, they don't get no scene with Dr. Pia, but they do get a baby at their door. And at first I was like, what the hell? Who put this little baby doll thing at the door? You put a camera in there so you can spy on them? They already got cameras in the house. Anyway, but I guess they're exercise or whatever is to take care of the baby, and they call it McGindy because of Lindy and Miguel. I guess, guys. But Miguel seems excited, and they play Jenga with intimate questions. Lindy does a body shot on Miguel, and Miguel's just loving on the baby. He even got the baby with him in the confessional, and I thought it was cute. This whole episode, like I said, he had the baby at his hip. You would think it would be the other way around due to society stereotypes, but no, Miguel got this. Lindy said it looked like she didn't want nothing to do with that baby. She's like, not even mine. It don't even look like me. It looked like a whole Chico baby, so it don't got nothing to do with me. It ain't my blood. But I mean, that was cute. That Miguel seems like he's in love with the baby and seems excited for the potential of a baby. We'll get to because I have a scene coming up in my head. We'll get to that later because I was like, Miguel full blown into this thing. But we move on to Dr. Pia. She sits with Kristen and Mitch, and they play a game, so I guess they could dig a little deeper. And I guess one of the questions that came up was name who was your superhero when you were a child. Mitch goes first. I think he said like the heroes in superhero movies and whatnot. We get to Kristen. She's talking about her mom and how she was a baddie. And when she said that, the cameras will look at Mitch. He's smiling all hard. She's all hard because he's like thinking like, oh yeah, your mom was a baddie. I thought that was my wife. And it came out to be you, which, it's not bad. It's just, your mom's just gorgeous. That's probably what he's thinking in his head. He's not going to tell her that because then she probably going to get mad at him and snap. But, he probably still thinks about your mom sometimes, Kristen, if I were to be, 100% transparent. But I don't know if you guys going to make it after the 8 weeks. But if you do, just tell your mama don't be talking to him, one-on-one behind closed doors, because I don't know what Mitch might do to her. But after Kristen says what she has to say about her mom, because she, talks highly of her being an immigrant from Cuba, I thought that was a very fun fact. Oh, you're Cuban? Oh, okay, that's interesting. But anyway, after she went through that, then I guess Mitch had something to say, talking about, oh, but you were talking present tense. You didn't, the question was your childhood hero, so you were talking more present tense as opposed to past tense. So Kristen gets upset. She tenses up and just looks so annoyed. Dr. Pia obviously, catches onto that and asks her what that's about. And Kristen gets emotional. She cries, saying, he's always challenging her instead of just telling her it was a good answer. So then it goes to commercial for dramatic effect, comes back from commercial for dramatic effect, and of course Mitch is gonna apologize. Kristen talking about she offended because that was a real personal and vulnerable for her to share about her mother. And, Mitch is obviously like, oh, he wasn't trying to question the mom at all. Because, Kristen, he loved your mama, low key, high key. He thought that was his wife when she walked down the aisle. So, of course, he would never do anything to offend who he thought was his wife to begin with. Even though he don't like all that makeup and stuff. He likes natural, but when he saw that mama, he was just like, wow, this is my wife? Wow, you guys did great. You guys did great. And now, then you came down the aisle. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Kristen, but yeah, he would never offend your mom, ever. So he reassured her of that. I can't talk. And they keep playing the game. Then they talk about their intimacy life. They express that their sex life is on pause because of what Mitch done said in the bedroom. And pretty much she don't like the fact that he be making too much jokes during sex, and it's a little bit too much for her. Understandably so, Kristen. At this point, anything that Mitch does doesn't really surprise me anymore. It's just like, okay, here's something else that makes him kind of like weird and quirky, but not in a good way, weird and quirky, in my personal opinion. But in order to be intimate again, Kristen does say that she needs the Mitch that she got to know the week prior. So Dr. Pia asks what was he like the week prior. I guess he was, a good listener and very, I don't know, she went down a whole spiel of things of how he was this, he was that, and just attentive and was just there for her. And, anything she did didn't make him go off the rails or none of that. So the inconsistency is causing her to not want to be comfortable to be intimate with Mitch. So until she get that consistency of him being what he was the week prior, then the sex is going to be on pause until so. So we move on from them because hopefully he works on that, which he might from what we see later on in this episode. But for only so long, Kristen, until he gets into one of his moods again. We move on to Mitch. He's still holding on to the baby as they get ready for bed. And he's cuddling with the baby. Lindy joking that she's jealous. But in low-key, high-key, she's probably really jealous too at the same time. And Lindy calls him a good baby daddy. And I'm just like, yeah, he seems really on board with this little exercise. So I'll give that to him. And the baby started crying. So then I guess they figure out maybe the baby's hungry. So they start feeding the baby. The baby just starts suckling on it. She's like, what's that noise? Why he's making that noise? Miguel's like, he's drinking. So Lindy was like, oh. Really, Lindy? Okay, whatever. So then she's talking about she gonna breastfeed the baby. And Miguel's just like, is she gonna practice that now? And they both laugh. I mean, let me be real. I wouldn't do on camera, but I would want to see if I put this right here, is it gonna react? And if it reacts, I'm gonna be like, oh, learn something new. But maybe not, because maybe the bottle has a chip in it that will let it know that when it connects, oh, okay, that's milk. They're gonna drink it. I don't know, but okay, that was cute. We move on to 16 days until decision day. And the couples do their exercises from Dr. Pia. The two couples we mainly see is Lindy, Miguel, Stasha, and Nate. And Stasha, she doesn't like routine sex. Lindy and Miguel, they try to do it, but the baby keep crying, so that's not helping them in their situation. And we move on to Kristen and Mitch doing their exercises. And I guess favorite position question came into play. Kristen said it's doggy style. Mitch talking about he like it too. because it seems like that's the only way he gonna have an orgasm. And he's in control. He likes being in control. So Kristen delves deeper into that. Do you always like to be in control? Mitch says no, because he does like it when she ride it too, because then she could kind of do more of the work and he feels like he's being pampered. She seems like weirded out like about that. Like, oh, you know, thank you for letting me know, for the knowledge. But for me, I was just like, oh, I mean, it's not weird. I mean, if that's the way he feels, that's the way he feels. I would have just been like, oh, okay, I see what it is. So we just got to go tit for tat. Maybe one day we do this, the other day we do that. I wouldn't have looked at it as weird, but knowing, well, she know him longer than we do. So maybe there's something obviously she knows that we don't know. So I'll give her that. But just from what we've seen on TV, I didn't see it as a weird thing. But I guess the next exercise was for them to practice cuddling. So then they do practice cuddling. So I guess that's causing Kristen's walls to come down a little bit more. This episode was, it was nothing much to take from the episode. It was just We move on next to Dr. Pia sitting with Miguel and not Miguel, Ben and Morgan. I'm just glad we only saw her for 2 scenes this episode. So, I mean, it would be been great if it was 0 scenes. But I guess this is better than 5. Better than 3, really. But okay. So they're next to sit down. Ben and Morgan are waiting for Dr. Pia to come in. And he's asking her if she's ready. She's talking about she's not ready for the meeting. I'm like, Ben, why are you even still talking to her? Like, why are we still talking to her? For why? Ben, leave it alone. So she looking pissed. Ben's still looking apologetic. I don't know why he looking apologetic. Let Morgan stew in her own upsetness, because she gonna stay upset. Like, you bringing up your blood pressure, not high blood pressure, because I don't know if she got high blood pressure, but you bringing up your blood pressure for what exactly? Because you're so mad at Ben because he talking to somebody about what he going through, knowing he can't talk to your ass because your ass on some type of, defense mode 24/7. Pause, girl, bye. Dr. Pia comes over, and as soon as she's asking how Morgan's feeling with everything, Morgan immediately starts crying her crocodile tears. Woe is me, of how she feels, saying Ben attacked her character and never has her back. I'm like, wow, you and Alyssa from last season, Alyssa and her lips. Was it last season? Yeah, last season, Alyssa and her lips should probably be best friends, because it's always, you're the one who's always the victim. Everybody else is the problem. Not the fact that you're the common denominator of every problem in your life, but it's you. You're the one who's just, have the most to feel betrayed and backstabbed. Oh my gosh, but not even thinking of what caused you to even come on this damn show in the first place, knowing that you're probably undateable and you're probably on the wrong show, because you shouldn't have been on Married at First Sight. You should have been on Matchables. But they don't do that show no more, because Viviana done completely left Lifetime doing her own thing. So now Pastor Cal can't do the show on his own, because at this point we don't really care for Pastor Cal no more. So, Morgan, please. She crying and stuff. Ben doing everything he can for homegirl. Sorry for the noises in the background. I'm moving everything around because I'm just so frustrated, guys. I'm really so frustrated because you got Ben here. He gonna do everything for homegirl. He gonna get up. He gonna go get a freaking. He didn't put no tissue box in here. He wants to go get her some Kleenex so she could wipe her tears, her crocodile tears, because woe is me with Kristen. Oh, not Kristen. Sorry, Morgan. And she don't even look like she even glanced at the Kleenex he got her. Ben, I'm gonna need you to stop it. Don't get up. Don't be getting her no Kleenex. For what? She got a shirt. She could wipe her own. She could wipe her own tears with her own shirt. Since she want to be Miss Independent, doing all this stuff, because she don't got time to be taking care of nobody when she comes home from work. But yeah, you're supposed to take care of her. No, f that, Ben. For what? What you catering for her to her for? See, I can't talk. I'm sorry, but Ben said he's scared to talk to Morgan because She has the same temperament as his dad and it's triggering for him. So Morgan then takes 1% of accountability, saying that she could have done better in the way she talked to Ben, but he's been betraying her since day one. And I said, girl, stop. So are we going to go back to the point where he had the 19 and now that was the first form of betrayal from you? For you? Because he still showed up. Did you want the 19? I don't understand. Because if we talk about since day one, homeboy had the 19, so therefore he couldn't get married on the original date that they were supposed to get married. So it got pushed back a little bit. And remember her confessional when she was her little video diary, when she found out it was gonna be delayed, she was feeling some type of way, talking about, oh, I hope he's not getting cold feet, da 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 da. So the fact that I read between the lines, girl, and if that's the case, you ain't sugar honey iced tea at all. Because for me, I'm just like, why we even going to the first date? Because he was sick? Because homeboy, nobody wants to, well, I'm not going to say nobody because I know there's some crazy people out there. But for the most part, ain't nobody trying to get 19. Okay, we're trying to just live our best life, be safe, sickless, and do what we need to do. So the fact that you even saying since day one, you being very, very much so dramatic, very much so exaggerating on this situation, and it pissed me off that Dr. Pia didn't hold you accountable for nothing, not even anything whatsoever. She was just listening to you, looking at bit accusatory. I don't even know if I said the right word or use it the correct way. It don't even matter because this scene to me was just bogus. To me, it was so bogus. She's saying all these harsh words about Ben. Then Dr. Pia is looking at him like, oh, are you really like that? Like, what did you do for her to be like this? He didn't do nothing, Dr. Pia. You saying you've been caught up to date on all the things that's been going on. So why are you not looking at actual footage to decipher what the hell's really going on? Because you guys can hear whatever you want from the producers. That don't mean she's naive, okay? Almost said it, but that don't mean she's naive, okay? Dr. Pia, you frustrating me. Dr. Pepper frustrating me. Pastor Cal frustrating me. Where the hell Dr. Viviana at? Because I feel like she would have at least tried somewhat, some way, somehow to hold Morgan accountable for her wrongdoings. Because this is just annoying the hell out of me that none of these experts seem to really care for Ben's mental health. Because at this point, him being in the same room with Morgan is not good for his mental health. And I'm really sorry for him. And the fact that he's just allowing her to do this, I'm really sorry for him. He needs to ask Chris from last season for a loan for $50K so he could just say, this is my decision day and I'm out. Because this whole scene was very unnecessary. Ben talking about he feel like he's running away. Ben, you should run away. Yes, you should. Because this is ridiculous. Ain't no reason you need to be here no more, Ben. If you're going to be dealing with this from Morgan on a daily basis, no. She already moved out. Y'all separated. There's nothing to resolve here. Just get your papers, sign the divorce papers, and be gone. That's it. Morgan then talking about she wants a genuine apology from Ben. Okay, Morgan, you want a genuine apology, but can you just be a genuine person and not just be so quick to be like, oh, I don't trust him after every little thing? You don't know. You don't deserve a genuine apology. You don't deserve any apology, to be honest, because if anything, you deserve counseling. You deserve therapy. You deserve anger management, because we're not going to talk about what you deserve, Morgan, because, I'm still butthurt. I'm still upset that you even my sign. It's very disturbing to me. As far, as spokesperson for the Tauruses out there, we don't claim Morgan whatsoever. No, we don't. She ain't part of us. No. She ain't no Taurus. She may think she a Taurus, but no. She don't got no sign. Okay, she don't got no sign. She ain't part of our crew. Sorry. Sorry, we don't accept that. Okay, yes, we may be stubborn on our end, but Morgan is something else. She her own sign. Okay, we don't. No, no, I refuse to believe she. No, no. But anyway, F her genuine apology wants and needs. How you gonna want someone to be genuine with you when you don't be genuine with them? And here go Ben acting like a. He's stuttering all over the place. I don't know how I would do that. I'm trying. What are you stuttering for, Ben? For what? For her? You stuttering for her? Where your female friends at, bro? Where is your female friends? What your family think about this, Ben? What your mama? Have you told your mama about this? Because I feel like if you told your mom about everything, she would have been told you, okay, you need to let it go, Ben. I don't want you hanging out with her no more. You need to divorce her. Because you said if she don't accept the girl, then you going to be gone. So if you were to tell your mom, I feel like she wouldn't accept Morgan and you couldn't be gone. You could be set free. Is that what you're waiting for? Your mother to tell you? Because, Ben, I don't understand how you dealing with this. I really don't. Okay. Morgan keeps talking about how she wants him to own her for everything and she don't feel any sincerity from him. Morgan, nobody feels any sincerity from you. We don't feel an ounce of sincerity from you, an ounce of genuineness from you. We just feel just anger and hatred. When you look at Ben, everybody done said it. You see your daddy's face. Any person that betrays you or that does anything wrong to you, you see your daddy's face. You see your daddy's actions, and you portray your anger on your daddy, on everybody else that don't hurt you. But yeah, you could break people's teeth and not pay for it and expect y'all to still be friends. That's double standards to me. Morgan, you're a bitch to the fullest. Nobody likes you except the girl who still be your friend that you chipped her tooth, and you got friends, and I really don't know how, but a lot of people that I don't know how they have friends be having friends. But Morgan, I can't talk about her no more. I'm sorry. She's drained me. She's drained me this episode already. So Ben just says okay, and he knows there's more that he needs to do. Yes, Ben, what you need to do is ask for a divorce. What is there to try here? You know you're not perfect. You know that you're going to always make mistakes because people always make mistakes no matter what, because nobody's perfect. Neither is Morgan, especially Morgan. So if you already betrayed her trust so much just from these couple actions so far, then there's no need to move forward, because then every time you do something that she doesn't like, she's just gonna say you betrayed her trust. So just be over with it. We move on. I'm not doing this no more. Not much longer, okay? I done spent half of this damn review talking about her. But we move on to Alexis and Justin. They still going on about the going out situation, and Alexis saying she's not no homebody, and if she wanted to, she could have went out every day during the week with her girls, but she chooses not to for Justin. Justin's still looking like, nah, man, that's not cool. Moving on to Kristen and Mitch, they do an exercise to explore each other's bodies without actually having sex, and they both liked it with the candle wax and massage oils and all that stuff, so that's cool. We move on to Stasha and Nate. They go to a little sex dungeon cabin, and Stasha's going to let go of some of her control by being handcuffed to a bed and having a blindfold on. I don't know how that's letting go of your control. Maybe for that moment, but that's not really helping you let go of your control. Maybe you need to go back to therapy, Stasha. So you having all these trust issues, but yet you going to therapy. So is your therapist not helping you with those trust issues or anything? No? Like, you know what you need to do, but you're not working for that. I don't understand really. But okay. And during this scene, I just wanted to know, how long were the camera people there during this process? During this filming of this scene because they putting the covers over his head as he goes down to town on Stasha, low key, high key, because her pants still on, but I'm sure he was trying to munch through that thing. Uh, with the pants still on, because the way Stasha was squirming and stuff, I'm pretty sure he was hitting the little bullet that was down there. So, I mean, he also tried to put whipped cream in her mouth and she spit it out because she couldn't trust, I guess, what was in her mouth. Like, unless you don't like whipped cream, Stasha, just eat the damn whipped cream. Like, you're doing the most. And then the last part is he has her sitting on the swing set thing, and she looking up at him, and I guess they're dry humping, and the camera's still there. But we should have known the camera was gonna be there after what happened in the honeymoon when they was canoodling and kissing and making out in the shower all naked and stuff. So I mean, are we surprised? It must be the same camera guy too. He's like, oh yes, I got some footage for the home. I don't know if he gonna do that, which is kind of creepy when you think about it, but listen, they were just in there for a good minute. You would think that they would just be like, oh, okay, and scene. I'll see you guys in the next one. But no, he just stayed and filmed it. So, I mean, I wouldn't do that. I mean, I would be a fly on people's walls, but I'm not going to just like blatantly be in a room and just be like, oh, yeah, yeah. This is good footage, guys. This is good footage. No, I wouldn't. I don't. No. We move on to Alexis. She pole dances for Justin. And it was cute, I guess, but she didn't really give the pole dancing vibes in my personal opinion. I wish we would have seen, like, you just gotta set the scene. For me, it's like, dim the lights, put on some nice music, get some rose petals or some candles or something, and then cause she didn't even have I mean, she looked good. Her outfit looked good, but I just didn't feel like it was like a sexy outfit to be pole dancing for kind of type of thing. But Justin said he liked it. Him and his high waters, he liked it. And then he said they should do the blindfold game next. Why? Where one person puts on a blindfold and the other person tells them how they really feel about them. And the person can't say nothing back. Why would you choose this moment to do that? She just did a little half-hearted sexy dance for you that she never done for nobody else. And now you want to do the truth game type of blindfold game? Okay, Justin. So she puts on a blindfold. He told her everything he had to say about her. And she does the same, but, excuse me, so sorry. He says positive and negatives about her. She only says positives about him. He's like, you sure that's all you have to say? She's like, yeah. And pretty much she tells us in the confessional that if you don't got nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. And all that she needs to say, she's been saying since the beginning of the relationship. Alexis, why can't we just say you want a divorce? Oh, y'all. I mean, I understand y'all don't want to pay y'all fines and stuff. I get that, but let's stop trying to joke around and pretend like y'all trying to make fetch happen, because ain't no fetch happening over there. Moving on, we get 14 days until decision day. Lindy and Miguel, they're still parents. Miguel, I guess the baby was crying all night, and Miguel was taking care of the baby the night before. That's nice. He loved his little McGindy. But homeboy came out into the living room with the baby naked. Naked. At first I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But then as I'm looking at it, I had to do a double take. Like, is that a blurred circle around his pelvic area? I'm like, is this homeboy? Is he naked? Homeboy, Miguel naked. Okay, he's soothing the baby while he's naked. I'm like, listen, that's real life, guys. Okay, I could. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I was just like, it just took me aback because I'm like, homeboy, really, he's really naked. Okay, hey, listen, that's real life parenting right there. There's nothing else to say about that. Real life parenting. So we get to the guys, they meeting up. The guys meet up to play basketball and then sit down and talk, of course. And the girls meet up for the beach day. And they go side by side, like the spouse. Like if Miguel says something, Lindy's gonna say something. That's how the producers lined it up as. So first to go is Mitch and Kristen. No, Miguel and Lindy. Miguel brings McGindy, of course, because he's a dad. He's not gonna leave the baby at the house to just cry and die. So I guess Lindy don't want no parts because Miguel, he's saying life is great. He got a son now. Lindy talking about the baby is on demon mode with the crying, and she's definitely using protection. Welcome to parenthood. I mean, I wouldn't call it demon mode. Some babies do cry a lot. Some babies are a lot. So, I mean, maybe they do have it on the high setting, but I think babies just do cry when they need to get their diapers changed, when they need to be fed. They cry for random stuff all the time. So, I mean, hey, if you're not ready, Lindy, by all means, you know, go on protection mode. But at the same time, Lindy, you talking about you wasn't ready for sex, but then the next episode you don't have sex. So you could say you want protection, but then the next episode you may, be having sex during ovulation time. So I don't know. I don't take nothing, I take anything you say with a grain of salt now. So, okay. We move on to Mitch and Kristen. Well, first Mitch was talking about he wished he would have, if that was him who got the baby, he would have just took the batteries out and throw it in the closet. And that's why he didn't get the baby, Mitch. Okay, we're not talking about all that. But for him, what happened? He doesn't know where he's at in terms of Kristen long term, but he's happy where they're at now. Whereas Kristen, she's admits that she has her walls up and that she needs to bring them down, and she's willing to bring them down, but she does need to teach Mitch some guidance. So Lindy is just like, yeah, you need to teach the BITCH. Oh, I mean, Mitch, how not to be a BITCH. Too close to this thing. Lindy, I know you're not talking. Okay, maybe you need to teach yourself how not to be a BITCH, because we see from a sneak peek later on in the season, you're going to have another little outbursts, and you're going to be cursing more than you did during last outburst. So I don't want to hear from you, Lindy. Moving on, we get to Ben. He tells the guys what Morgan done said. She needs more emotion from him. Nate questions, how does Morgan want more affection and emotionally a genuine emotional apology from Ben when she's so defensive and not emotionally fit to receive Ben's genuine apology? Great question, Nate. She's just talking anything so people could be on her side. But what she doesn't know in these moments is that America is watching. We see everything from the beginning, and we all are not on her side. I'm sure some people are. I'm sure her family is, her friend's going to have her back no matter what, even the one that she done chipped her tooth. But a lot of people do not care for Morgan, and I am one of them. So, Nate, great question. I wish Ben had an ounce of your win to let Morgan know a little bit about herself. I wish. But we move on after that to Justin. He feels like Alexis doesn't. Oh, did Morgan say something too? She tells the girl her side and stuff, and she needs more emotion from Ben. All the girls agree with her, and especially Lindy. She says she's mad for Morgan. Lindy, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. But lastly, Justin, he feels like Alexis don't like spending time with him. She don't. Listen, Justin, no, she don't. You're right. You finally got it. You nailed it on the head. Put the nail in the coffin. Yes, she don't. Because she don't like you like that, bro. We all saw her from the honeymoon, bro. She don't like you that. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Just go get your dog back from the prison and just be done. That's it. But Nate don't like Alexis. He ain't with it. What did Alexis say? She's talking about Justin wants her to spend all her free time with him. I don't think that's the case, Alexis, but, you're going to tell your side, obviously, because there's two sides. But you forgot, Alexis, there's also the truth. So, anywho, That's that with the couples. Last scene, I thought it was over. I thought, I was about to get up. I'm like, oh, okay, it's done. Let me get up, brush my hair a little bit before I come on the camera to, be presentable and all that stuff. But no, there's one more scene. The last scene, we get Alexis and Justin. Obviously, they're not on camera, but they're arguing in the bathroom or something. And you hear Justin getting choked up and crying. What else is new? So then the producer goes to check on them. What are we talking about? The same situation with the club thing. Justin said, it's okay if she's going out to play golf or something. He didn't say that, but he just saying going to do something, bowling, but to go to the club every weekend, he doesn't want his wife to do that. So I guess they both in the heat of the moment said they both shouldn't be married, and Justin just feels like he's not wanted. Alexis doesn't say no, but she just like, oh, how do you feel that way? Alexis, everybody could see through your BS, bro. Just be honest. I mean, you kind of already was by saying you don't know if you could be married to homeboy. So we already, Alexis, stop, cut the crap. We know you don't want to be with homeboy. Just admit it so we can all move on with our lives at this point, because we're not going to be discussing this every week, even though I still discuss it every week. Okay? I'm not doing this. Alexa just looks completely checked out is the last note I put in my notes. I don't know what else you want me to. Y'all just. This is episode 12. And I think we still got like 5 more episodes. I don't know. Because I know it usually goes to like 18, 19 episodes. But that's, I think, including the reunions too. So. You guys are exhausting, man. Not y'all. I'm talking about Married at First Sight, the cast, man. Y'all just doing the most. And I still watch though, but still, oh my gosh, that was the end of the episode, guys. I'm so sorry, but y'all just, if I had a drink, I would drink. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Please comment. At this point, there ain't nothing to comment on because all these people piss me off. But I'm still gonna watch anyway. I'm still gonna come next week to watch and still do reviews on it. So I'm just talking to just talk at this point, but. We're just gonna see each other next week. At least I get a few days of break from this. And until next time, guys, bye.